recording us. Uh, Now, I know that many of us have graduated, and the challenge now is what's the way forward? Many of us will study one course and expectation was high while you were in school. Now you're out of school. There is difference between school and the out there. So, is there anybody here who has gotten a job? Can you unmute and let's see those of us who are here now? Is there anybody here who is in business? Let me know. Just please unmute and unmute yourself. Unmute and let me talk. Let me hear you. So, is there anybody here? You have a job. You are an applicant. You're still waiting. Can you unmute and talk, please? It's not a classroom, it's an interaction.
Good evening, sir.
Talk.
Good evening, sir.
Sanusi Umar.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Unmute and talk. What are you doing? Waliat. Imran, what are you doing now? Jacob, people are not talking. What's happening? Can you hear me? Okay, let's start with the introduction. Okay, let everybody introduce himself and what you are doing now. Everybody introduce yourself and
I can hear
what you are doing now.
you.
Everybody introduce yourself and what you're doing now.
Hello, good evening,
you guys
sir.
are not talking. What's happening?
Good evening, sir.
I can't proceed if you are not talking. It's my time is precious, and
good evening, sir.
When you are ready to talk, we can reschedule.
Good
the
evening,
meeting.
sir. Good evening, sir. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Oh, I think it's from my side. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Good evening, sir. Yeah, I have issues with the mic. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I noticed that my speaker too was also muted.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So, let's introduce ourselves and let's start talking. Introduce yourself. What do you do now?
Good evening. Maybe I'll start first. My name is Damola. I think, good evening, sir. Pleasure seeing you again after so many months.
Yeah.
My name is Adegunke Damola. I believe everybody knows me. Currently, I am sorry. Currently, I work with a lecturer from our school. He has a blog, and I run the social media presence for his newsletter and blog. I also just finished a training course in aquaculture, and sometime in December, I participated in a tech training workshop. Also, currently, I'm taking courses in content marketing and social media marketing. So
okay, that's good.
That's all I'm doing now.
Yeah. Anybody? Any other person?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Ayodeji Ogunsoya.
Okay.
So presently, I'm doing a sort of internship at the secondary school, assisting them with their chemistry presently.
Secondary
And
school?
yes,
Which
sir.
internship is that?
Maja Academy. It will cost me. The school is owned by a friend of mine, his father. So I'm currently helping them in the school just before we go for service.
You are just
and
teaching.
also, I'm trying to.
You are teaching. You are not doing internship.
Okay, and also I'm learning programming. I'm learning programming language.
Okay,
for now.
good programming language.
HTML and CSS.
Okay. Any other person?
All right. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Shehu Moses Ajao.
Okay.
I study industrial chemistry in First Technical University. Currently, now, during my service year, I try even up to now. I've gotten 2 certificates in data analytics, and learning how to use Excel, and then SQL. I'm on SQL now, structured query language, on how to do.
Have you learned R language?
That's what I want to learn that one now with it.
Okay. Okay, it's good. If you are going to data analysis. Any other person? One more person before we unmute yourself. You were trying to talk the other time. Unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm currently enrolled on programming language. Okay, not programming language, but PLC programming at Make Lab here in Abuja.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Wow. Now, Oladapo, Oladoja, what are you doing here? Oladoja.
Good evening, Prof.
What are you doing here?
Good evening, Prof.
Hello? What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm monitoring from the back end. I actually, it's Jacob that is pressurizing me that I should make sure I attend with you people.
Okay. Okay. Well, I haven't shared that a lot of things has changed, and there are new dimensions to life. But well, today's interaction is not lecture, so you can interject me. We'll ask questions wherever we need to ask questions. Then we interact. Then, so for some of you who have gone through interviews, will have enough time to interact. So we have just I have an hour to spend with you. So I volunteer to be to do a career coach, to be a career coach in the next 3 hours. So I'll be training some folks. I volunteer to train them for 4 weeks. So I'll train them 1 hour every Sunday for 4 weeks. So, and it's an honor that, I mean, a Black man like me can be given that privilege to be a career coach to people who are far from my race. So it's an honor. So I will take it very serious. So now I will talk on this, and so when you graduate from school, you notice that your personal economy will decline. There will be no weekly allowance or monthly allowance, as the case may be. You notice that uncles, aunties that have been supporting you, usually when you graduate, that support will decline. They will expect you to look for a job. So if care is not taken, your classmates are no longer there. And so if care is not taken, one may be isolated. Because basically, after graduation, everybody is OYO. Everybody is on his own. We sign. We sign. So everybody is, we sign. Sign, can you unmute and let me hear you?
Good evening, sir.
How are you? Good evening. So
From the Baritano group, Dr. DMO student.
Okay. No, I don't. Yeah. Hey, I owe Dr. DMO apology because we scheduled a meeting and I could not meet up. So,
all right, sir.
So you may fall into this category. Again, some national issues like fuel scarcity, like the issue of the Naira shortage, they are things that affect our economy negatively. So therefore, it scares away foreign investors. Industries will be shutting down and downsizing. And by that, employment and employability becomes narrowed because the industry that ought to absorb, they are not thriving. And when they are not thriving because of economy, some certain policies, your chances of getting job declines. I was checking some of the impact and I realized that just within last year and this year, even including GSK, they have shut down some of their production factories. And I saw these that over 20 factories shut down as a result of current crisis, forex, fuel scarcity, Naira shortage. So those industries, many of them are relocating to Ghana and to other neighborhood countries. So what's the impact? The impact there is that your chances of getting job will decline. And the nation they are going to, the chances of people getting job will increase. So in the past, I think for those who graduated in the early 2000s, those who finished university in the early 2000s, there used to be massive intake of graduates from banks. They put them to graduate trainee program. But with digital banking, you don't need more staff. You need less staff because it's more of self-banking. So it's like a dicey situation. Now, if you look at this relay race, so when you graduate, start the graduation. You know, when you graduate, everybody runs a race, try to have first class, second class, upper, second class, lower, a third class, or a pass. You are running, that's academic. But immediately you graduate, you are running a relevant race. And on this race, it can be the other way around, and it can be, there is no ordered pattern. You can find out that somebody that struggled, had extra year, can even be the most successful. This race of relevance or succeeding is a race that is tied so much, not with your certificate. It is not tied with your academic achievement. It is not even tied at all to the successes you have made, but it is extremely tied to how far you can go. So now It's not attached to grade. The course of study does not matter whether you succeed or not. Your background is irrelevant. And on this race of succeeding, it is individual. So that's why I call it is OYO race. It's a race of individual. And the irony of it is that you may be an early starter and finish very well. And finish, ahead of others. You may even be a third class or a pass. You have hope in the race of succession, in the race of succeeding in life. So it's not tied at all to your academic title or your academic achievement. Oh, third class, you finish first class. No, the mere fact that somebody finished with first class does not mean he will be the most successful. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's extremely tied to your personality, and we'll look at those things one after the other. I said opportunities. And you know, I have identified challenges, economic challenges and all otherwise. How come I have to say opportunities? Where is that opportunities? There is opportunities. Now, there are available opportunities for you. You can either follow the path of career or job. You can either go into business. You can pursue academics. In the academics, you can japa. And you can go into social media entrepreneurship, which is a reigning entrepreneurship skill now. So I will take this one after the other, and I'm going to dwell more on each one. Then I will ask questions where necessary so that we can interact. Job. Now, there is a difference between career and job. Job is just a means to an end. Something you just do for an income. Oh, because you are idle, somebody gave you a job to come and be a supervisor in his shop or in a store or in a warehouse. That's a job. Can you build a career in that? No. I said it's work done because of money. It's just a job. You just do something. For some of you who will be participating in the election, please be careful. You do electoral officer, they pay you. That's a job. But so it is something that you just do and you earn income. Let's look at a case of Shegun. Shegun works as customer care officer for 2 years. Then, through his uncle, he got a warehouse supervisor for 3 years. Salary was higher. He has an auntie that knows somebody, and they were recruiting as HR officer, and he got that for 3 years. Shegun has worked for 8 years. If you define the career of Shegun, Shegun does not have a career. What he has is just a job. Because there is no consistency from customer care officer, warehouse supervisor, HR officer. You can't relate. There are 3 different pillars. And there's no consistency in all. Maybe Shegun studied industrial chemistry, or maybe Shegun studied mechatronics engineering. But Shegun has been working for 8 years. Shegun has been on job for 8 years. After 8 years, if you ask Shegun what is his career, he doesn't have a career. Shegun is just working on a job. He uses his uncles, his aunties, he leverage on their connection to get a job that will give him higher income. And that's what Shegun has been doing. So that's a job. A job is just something you just get for money. That's a job. Now, career. Career is a profession or occupation. Sometimes it requires special training. sometimes your skill is sufficient. Career consistency on a career can lead you to become an expert or a specialist. Well, I'm a renowned chemist, but I have been a chemist for over many years now. I've been in research and research, teaching, and community development for close to 15 years now. That's a career. So for career building, you have to be smart and focused. Sometimes you might need to take short courses. Now, for some of you who want to build career in IT now, what you study does not matter. But you can take some short courses like Scrum Master, Product Owner, data, coding, do programming, coding. I mean, you can even take Scrum by Save. You can do Canva, Canva. I mean, for somebody who wants to go into environmental audit, you can do health and safety. You can take IOP. Oh, I've forgotten. There's one IOP that you take on quality. There's one IOP you take on quality, I've forgotten. So that's, and by the time you take those professions, and I will tell you sincerely, because you can even take some courses on project management. I have taken courses on project management. As I speak to you, I've taken courses on, and I'm certified. I'm a certified Scrum Master. I'm a certified product lead. I have project management certification by a college in the UK. Why? Because one, all through my career, I have versatile experience on project management. So and I have to build also that capacity. So that is, you can take courses on that, and I mean, you can explore that. Now let's look at Segun in another dimension. Segun works as customer care officer for 2 years. He got a job through his uncle on sales rep for 3 years. He got another job as marketer for 3 years. Does Segun have a career? Yes, because all through his 8 years, he has been interacting with customers. He has interacted with customers to handle their complaint. He has interacted with customers to sell directly to customers. He has interacted with customers to create new markets to potential customers. So Segun has 8 years of interaction, direct interaction with customers. So Segun has built a career which is consistent over a period of time. Is anybody there? Is there anybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, I will with you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We are with you, sir.
All right, thank you. Now, what's the requirement for job or career? Number one, CV, or resume. I have gone through CV of many people, and I have been involved in, I do a lot of consultancy, and part of I will tell you, a few years ago, Bristol Scientific, they were trying to recruit marketer and for Southwest, and they invited me to come and join their interview panel. And I was there. I saw CV of many people. Many of you believe that when you want to get a job, the mere fact that you have first class is the thing. No. CV, it's a document that will speak volume of you. And many of you are doing copy, duplicate, you just edit somebody's CV. I have this key, I have this key. CV must be something that you own. You market it, you market yourself. CV is something that will reflect who you are. And let it be that your skill will come before your education. particularly if you are going to industry. People are more interested in value than the certificate. Now, after your CV, another important thing you need, particularly if you want to go into industry, you need a LinkedIn account. And on your LinkedIn account, you should be able to update it and add relevant skill. I will tell you this. Maybe you have applied to GSK and GSK has invited you for interview. Go on LinkedIn. Go and follow some members of GSK. Look for members of you will know their profile. Look for their age. You have applied to be QC manager, to QC officer in GSK. Go on LinkedIn, check the QC manager. You check his profile. You know where he has studied. You know what he has studied. So with that, you may have idea of those who will interview you. And many times they advertise positions. You should have a Twitter. Well, social media, yeah, you may see position but these are professional social media app in which you can be privileged to have opportunity. Again, once your CV is done, submit and this, they invite you for interview. Prepare, check what's the company all about, when did they start their operation, what do they produce, which department are you going to work on, what are the things that is required, what are the tests they do there. Of course, because of massive rate of unemployment, they may for subject you to theoretical exam. They will just ask you some basic fundamental. I mean, the mere fact that you have studied chemistry, and in industry, there is no department, so they multitask. So they can ask you questions on biology. So you must be able to update yourself with a company that is producing yogurt, for instance, will not be asking you draw the structure. They will ask you on fermentation. They will ask you questions that are relevant to them. They want to know whether you are sound theoretically. So after your preparation, be smart. Don't be jittery. Be confident. When you walk in to a place for interview, if they don't offer you a seat, don't sit down. Don't sit down. Be cautious. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. And take your stand. When they ask you to sit down, you say, thank you, sir. Be cautious. And if they ask you a question and you don't know it, there's no crime to start lying. Sorry, I don't know it. I mean, if you don't know it, you don't know it. But if you just keep quiet and you are looking, sorry, I don't know you. Can you help me so that I can also learn? Be bold. Look at them eye to eye. Sometimes they are not looking at your academic skill. They are looking at values. They are looking at potentials in you. And show that don't go there and be arguing. Don't go there and you want to go and know. Go there with the mind that you are teachable. Go there with the mindset that, if you employ me, I can submit myself to your training and I will be a good product. Again, I have it here. I said, never say no. For every no, press on. There is a yes ahead. For those of you who want to go into industry, there may be so many rejections. Don't worry. There is an acceptance ahead of you. Press ahead. Press ahead. And there is something peculiar in the advert in Nigeria industry. They work for 15 years advert. Let me teach you how you go about that. You have applied for a job for a sales rep. You know, for those of you who study biochemistry, biomicrobiology, you can get even biomedical engineering. You can get job as sales rep in pharmaceutical, and then I say 10 years sales rep. You know what you do? If your mommy has store, and you used to go to your mommy's store while you are in secondary school, you write the name of your mommy's store. So from your secondary school to your university is how many years? If it's 10 years, if it's 5 years, you put it here. That's 5 years experience. When you graduated, you will help your daddy. Your daddy has a pharmaceutical store, and you were there for 2 years. You put it there. Those are experience. If they ask you, you were 18? Yes, my mommy has a store, and I was involved, in direct sales. You don't localize like it. You package it. It's packaging. My mommy has a store in a notable place at so place in Muoleru, and I was involved in direct customer sale because my parent business is customer oriented. So I had interaction. I had how to sell new. I knew how to sell new product to customers. I knew how to retain customers. I knew how to manage customers when they are aggrieved or disappointed. So you let those technical time. For every job that you apply for, there will be some technical time. So that's why preparation, go and read about it. When you are answering questions, you respond with those technical terms. Not just I have idea. Which idea? Nobody wants to pay somebody who has idea. You want to be hired because you really know your onions. Oh, what's up? So for business, for those I will tell you sincerely, let me share my experience with you. Some years back, there was a reunion for my alumni in my university. And we're to hold the reunion in Lagos. I was the convener. I was trying to pull everybody together. And I realized that many who had, of course, to the glory of God, I finished as one of the best students. But many of my classmates with 2-2, third class, and so down. So when we asked them to contribute, they were willing to contribute, put money down. But the so-called first class is story. And there was somebody who was willing to, just bring anytime you are ready, I'm ready to support. And I realized that one of the pathways for you to be distinct is business. That's why Yoruba sọ pé iṣẹ́ rèé ọmọ aláṣẹ jẹ, òwò rèé ọmọ aláṣẹ là. There is endless opportunity, but the challenge with business is that when you start a business now and your classmate has just gotten a job in Shelburne, if he comes around, he cruises his car, you might still be struggling at that stage. But if you can be consistent and be persistent, you will catch up with him. It's just a matter of time. You will catch up with him. You might even leave him behind. It's just a matter of time. So I have this piece of advice for you. Number one, know that business comes with endless opportunity. But if you are to start at your level now, avoid loan, either from Bomulelanta, all those microfinance, avoid it. It will shock your business. Their interest rate is as high as 50-60% per annum. Avoid it. But you can leverage on many funding opportunities. Let me tell you, for those of you that your parents are in business, take it up as a challenge. There is nothing stopping a graduate from selling pepper. But the difference there is that you apply that your education to it. Rather than the way they are selling, you'll be packaging it. You have a platform already. You have a platform already. So financing opportunity You can look at family. Who in your family can support you? Maybe you need like 500,000. Look at 10 members of your family that can give you 50,000. Look at 5 members of your family that can give you 100,000. Look at 20 members of your family that can give you 25K. You can, for those of you who are serving, use your personal savings. NYSC has a scheme that you can use your discharge certificate to collect a loan or to be collateral for 500,000. If you are sure of what you want to do, go into that. Look for grants. My friend got a grant. He told me that it took him 2 years to get the grant from National Directorate of Employment, and the interest rate was 2.5% per annum. And they gave him that grant, but he told me that it took him 2 years to get the grant. Look for seed fund. There are agencies, there are international agencies. And let me tell you, if you want to do all this, for any business that you want to do at this level, ensure you incorporate it at least either venture or enterprise with Corporate Affairs Commission. That if you can do that, you have more opportunity. Look for angel investor. Angel investor are people who drop money for you to run your business idea. But ensure that you have an agreement. Even if you don't have capital and you have idea and the idea is marketable, you should ensure that you keep an equity up to 60% for your idea, and you'll be the one implementing it. Keep an equity up to 60%. Let your investor, you can release 40 below to your investor. But ensure that you retain at least the highest equity to yourself. Look for partnerships. You can even approach your church or your mosques for funding. You can approach, you can look for charity organization. There are philanthropies, there are trust funds that you can get from. Well, for those of you who are going to business, you can check up with Bank of Industry. They have loan for entrepreneurs. I don't know the collateral. Sometimes your certificate might be the collateral. And I think you can get up to 1 million from them without collateral. Yes, Bank of Industry too. They used to accept 3 civil servants to be your collateral. But the civil servant must be somebody in level 14 upward. 3 civil servants. Bank of Agric. Yes, Bank of Agric too, they have a loan, but you must be into agriculture and you must have been running it. National Directorate of Employment, they do too. But all these organizations might take a year or more. Smidan, yes, I don't know, but they used to have in the past, but I don't know now. You can find out, for those of you from Oyo, to find out funding agency. So for those of you who want to come to Akada, well, your class of degree is important. So you can either do a JAPA, but if you want to do a JAPA, you must get scholarship, because without scholarship, it might be challenging. So you must get scholarship. And well, you can also do a local, where you can do a local for masters and pursue JAPA for PhD. And if you are consistent, what I used to say is that there is somebody looking for you somewhere. Don't focus on US alone. Try Asia, try Japan, try China. There are many nations in the world. There are very few scholarships with UK. So I will not advise you to look at, but Germany is another it's another very viable nation to look at, because the education is free, but the entrance might be a little tough, but it's free. So what do you need? You need your CV. Your CV this time around must be more of academics, where you mention your research experience, project you have done, seminar you have done. If you have attended conference, if you have attended workshop, name all those ones. Statement of purpose. Statement of purpose is what is your drive? Why are you interested in what you have applied for? You may need a GRE, letter of motivation. Generally in your life, you tell your own story about what brought you to where you are. You also need reference letters. You might need 3 from 3, but one of them must be somebody who has taught you in the past. Research statement, some may ask you to write a research statement regarding the program you have applied for. Then test of English. For test of English, you go to the Department of General Study. You collect a letter called medium of instruction. In the medium of, they will state that you had all your education in English, so you attach that to that. Some institution may waive, some may ask you to for additional proof. For social mediapreneurship, this is very rare now, and I've seen on TikTok, I saw 2 people on TikTok. Let me see if they are here before I call them out. I saw 2 people on TikTok. Ronnie. Okay, they are not here. But I have followed their videos. I noticed that it's just dry. They have no content. And one of them is using Yoruba vernacular. Just trying to be funny, but so therefore, the person does not have followers. You may look at critical issues. For instance, now, if you are talking of, if you are the type that you normally do videos on something that is relevant, a lot of people will follow you. A lot of people, I mean, you used to do a video on relationship. A lot of people want to listen to how they can manage their relationship. You used to do a video on job, getting job, or business, or whatever. A lot of people will follow you. Please mute yourself. A lot of people will follow you. Digital marketing, thank God, as one of you mentioned, that is a reigning one now, in which you can, once you have the right audience, you can try. Oh, unfortunately, I've been talking from the wrong slide. So, well, I will not interject, but I will just, okay, now let's go into interaction. So is there anybody who has gone through interviews and let's rub minds? You have done interviews and you want to share some of your challenges? Is there anybody who have done interview? Have you been interviewed and you want to share some of your challenges with me? Is there anybody? We got an interview and you have challenges? Ruth, Ayatokun, what are you doing now?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Yeah. So what are you doing now?
Sir, I'm still serving, sir.
You are still serving, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you should be applying while you are serving if you want to get job in the industry. Stephen Adeyemo.
Yes, sir. Good evening once again, sir.
Good evening.
Yes,
You are
sir.
still serving too.
Yes, I'm serving currently, but I went into tech fully. I started
Okay.
before leaving university actually. I went into brand designing. That's like designing flyer logos. So
Okay,
going into it fully, sir, I sign up for project designing and project management, and I'm
Okay,
still trying
that's
to put things together. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
good. So you should be able to also go into website design and some other stuff like that.
Yes, sir. I'm working towards that, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Dorcas,
Good evening, sir.
how are you? Good evening.
I'm fine too.
So what's the next plan?
Japa.
Japa.
Yes.
Okay. So what have you done so far?
Now I've submitted application to 2 schools like that.
How
And
many schools?
2.
It's small.
So that's the only one that said I'm not requesting for application fees and the exam for now.
Go and watch. There was, I think you attended the webinar I coordinated on Japa.
Yes. Yes.
So go and apply some of those things on the webinar.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Esther. 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 Farouk. Okay, Esther. Yes, I'm listening. Esther, you have the floor. Esther, we are listening. Esther, you can use the chat box. Okay. Farouk.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's happening with you now?
While awaiting service, sir, so I've been interning with a company in Lagos.
Okay.
So and after my service, I'm planning to Japa also.
Okay. You don't have to wait for NYSC before you apply for schools abroad. They don't need your NYSC certificate.
Yes, sir, but I need it, sir. I need the certificate. That's why.
You need it personal. You want to serve before you travel.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
For political reasons.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
That's good. Okay. Okay, Esther is planning to start her master's after serving. Okay. Walia. He's saying forces are disturbing Walia's voice. Walia should be in the saying. He's saying forces are disturbing Walia's voice. Oguntade Faith.
Good evening, sir.
How are you, my dear?
I'm fine, sir.
Is that Walia? Walia. He's saying forces, they will not allow you to talk. He said NRC for me saying they are disturbing Walia's voice. Yeah, Faith, let's listen to Faith.
Yes, sir. I'm still serving, sir.
Okay, so
So
what's the plan after serving?
after serving, I want to establish myself.
Ah, that's good. Are you saving?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But are you going to beauty that you are doing or what?
Yes, I want to open a studio.
Photography studio?
No, makeup. Makeup
Have you
studio, sir.
incorporated your company?
Yes, sir.
Eh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Look for grants. You can always
Okay,
get
sir.
grant.
Yes.
Look for grant. Or look
Alright.
for support from organizations like BOI.
Alright,
But
sir.
I'm not so sure whether BOI will give you money to start a studio. I'm not so sure. But we'll just find out. You can walk up to BOI. Which state do you intend to establish your business?
Osun State, sir.
You are serving in Osun State.
Yes, sir.
Go to BOI in Osogbo. You
Okay,
can
sir.
Google Bank of Industry and interact with them.
All right, sir.
Okay. Okay, questions? Let me sit back and take your questions. Questions? I'm going to share my, I'm going to send you the PowerPoint, the presentation. Okay, let me share the link with you. Questions? I can't hear your questions. Unfortunately, I can't hear you. I can't hear what you are saying.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello. Yeah. I'm with you now.
Okay. Yes, sir. I have some questions, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that wonderful presentation, sir. I wanted to ask, like, I noticed majorly all of us, many of us want to go into academics, then businesses, and for those looking at the academics, for instance, I think aside doing NYSC here, many people who don't have the opportunity or maybe doing much in the particular place where you are posted. Like for instance, people they are working in primary schools and you want to go to grad school. So are there opportunities that can actually allow you maybe working remotely? Because many of this thing, I don't know, maybe I don't have the best of information, but many of the maybe research or this thing, there are no works that allow you work remotely. Maybe I'm serving here now, then I can be working for somebody elsewhere, maybe just review papers, work an assistant, graduate assistant, stuff like that, which will actually help, like, just to build your capability in line with that career. So in case we are not able to do that, what do you advise that maybe if I cannot, I mean, my NYSC is not really profitable to the career I want to work on, what do you advise that I should be doing in the interim to just cover for that ground? And I don't know if you have opportunity or links that you can share with us that can just help us in the interim so that we can be, work on things that just relate to our career for the interim. That's one question, sir.
Okay. Can I respond to that?
Yes, sir. Excuse me.
Before I respond to that, I have sent the presentation to you. The link is there.
Okay,
Number one, I understand that most of you want to Japa, but the truth there is it's very difficult for you to get virtual or remote graduate assistance. You can get that if you are in area of data analysis, if you have skill on IT related, programming, Scrum, IT related or data or statistical management, you can get remote opportunity like that. So, secondly, globally, scholarship fund is coming down, is reducing because there is economic, the global economy is shrinking. So criteria's requirement is becoming tougher. And when it's becoming tougher, there is priority for their own citizen. It's when they satisfy their own citizen or when their own citizens are not available, that's when they start looking at opportunity outside of their own environment. Well, there are, for me as I am now, there are so many links. There are some, like for instance, I have written many recommendations to many of you. But what is critical to me now is how do you make yourself that candidate for that position? Now, for instance, if you are to apply and you need a supervisor, what is required is that don't just apply. Check the profile of the supervisor, read 2 of his relevant publications that is relevant to the project he has advertised. Send an email to the supervisor. Look at loopholes in those 2 publications and call his attention to it. It might just be mere changing one. Maybe, for instance, now he has used method A, and you know that theoretically there's method C, method D. Ask him, what's the preference for method A? So show interest that it's not ordinary candidate that will do that. So the supervisor will register you in his ad. Oh, this student knows what he or she is doing. And based on that, you may have edge over others. 3 is that ensure you tidy up your application, grammatically and otherwise. And finally, don't accept no as answer. For instance, in the US, there are over 3,000 schools. How many schools have you applied to? How many schools have you applied to? You may be focusing on those popular schools, but there are some other schools that they are not popular and they are running postgraduate program. So look at, and sometimes you need to look at what's their policy on postgraduate program. So, I mean, Canada is there. So there are a lot of places you can go. So I hope I've been able to answer your question. But one important thing I will have to tell you is that in a department, maybe you are applying for a particular field, maybe in biotechnology, for instance. If there are 4 professors, don't just send them mails, because it's like any other place. Ensure that you have response from one before you contact the other one, especially when their fields are not the same. And when you are writing them, write them constructive and don't beg. I have first class. No, don't. dear Professor Sim, I have read your recent publication, this. I noticed that in the profiling of this, you use this method. I want to, and I know that there are other methods which has also been reported to give enhanced yield. Is there any preference for that method? It knows that, oh, this one has gone extra mile. Then in the last paragraph, I'm applying for graduate study in your department. I'll be willing to join your group. So you know that this one has gone extra mile. So this is a method. Somebody asked, yeah, it's usually very tough. There was a time I was writing 7 recommendations in a week, sometimes late last year. Unfortunately, as at that time, I had accidents. I was recuperating, and students were sending me requests for recommendation. So I have my own personal issue, and I can't jeopardize my health because of that. So, and since then, and there are times, I think I still have one to write now. I normally write it every Sunday now. I normally write the recommendation every Sunday. But now, for instance, now I've just come back now. I'm talking to you guys. I have another meeting in the next 50 minutes. After that 50 minutes, that one will last for an hour. I'm going to serve as career coach somewhere in the next 1 hour, 50 minutes. By the time I come back, I'm a woman being. Flesh and blood runs through my body. I'll be tired. So usually your supervisor, give them sufficient time. That's why I don't apply towards the deadline, so that you'll not be in a hurry. That's how you handle that. Any other question?
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have another question.
Can we allow others while you?
Okay.
Yeah, somebody said, can I help? Yeah, I'll be willing to assist, but you just give me some little time. It's not that you send it to me. Can I help you proofread your SOP? Yes, I can do that. But not that you send it to me now and you start calling me the second day. No, I don't have that time. Like Miriam Adiguna, she will only call you when she needs your help. And she will expect you that you should do it immediately. It doesn't work that way. Any other question? Okay. If there are no questions.
I have question.
Okay, Jacob. Okay, yeah, question.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I want to ask, what will you advise? Looking at, I noticed recently that some few Nigerian universities are also putting up adverts for like postgraduate scholarships. So basically, so I was thinking, what do you advise if we, assuming myself and Farouk now and some other guys, we want to work on a project, is there a possibility for us, like we are not yet in grad school or anything? Is there a possibility for us to write proposal to maybe I don't know what agency are available now that they can help us to sponsor in case we have, maybe I have a proposal.
Jacob.
Yes, sir.
Well, if you guys have ideas, you can look at, don't look at government agency. You can look at charity organizations that can support your idea. But government agency is government agency, they are not serious. They will just waste your time. Is JAPA compulsory for those who want to focus? No, JAPA is not compulsory for. You can do your master's in UI. You can do your master's anywhere. You can do your master's in UI. You can do your master's in. There are so many universities, FUNAB, FUTA, OAU. You can. It's not. And as a matter of fact, why some people are still waiting for JAPA, you can register for masters locally. You can register for masters locally. Okay, some people are Sanusi Umar.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the presentation, sir. Sir, I was glad when you made mention of reviewing some CVs in the industry, sir. So my question is actually pertaining to the CV and the industry, sir. So is it necessary writing or having honors and awards when applying for a job in industry, sir?
Yeah, if you have award, add it. It may give you edge over someone. You see, CV, you are just looking at something that will put you ahead of the other guy. But don't lie. And don't ensure that what you have there is relevant and truth. Don't lie. You are looking for something that will put you ahead of the other guy. Don't lie. Be truthful about it. As you are truthful about it, I mean, it may give somebody might say, oh, this guy has won awards. Oh, if you're a member of Rotaract, put it there. You're a member of fellowship, put it there. Maybe somebody might just say, okay, he has even served in, and maybe that person attended that fellowship or that society. So under your extra curriculum, you put it there. You serve as president, Rotaract Club. Put it there. So Esther. Esther, you're raising your hand. Okay. If Esther is not talking.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you for your presentation, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And you were talking about scholarship being recently, but what are things that we can do to make it easier for us? Like, what are the things we need to make the scholarship and application easier for us? So
yeah, go to the webinar I organized some time ago. You can check on that and go through because it's a long. I have to bring in those who have passed through it, and they will be able to. That webinar will be. It's educative. It will show you. But the truth there is that know that as you are applying, every nation, every university, every graduate that is qualified like you, they are also applying. So you have to ensure that you be at your best. Interact with, at this level, as I am now, I'm a visiting professor. I can't tell you that I have all the information of a graduate student because I'm not in that shoe. And I have many of them around. They will see me, prof, but you should interact with those who are graduate students. Try to interact with them, try to make friends with them, try to ask them, follow them on LinkedIn, ask questions, go use your YouTube resources, how to get scholarship. Look, there are so many free resources on YouTube, on TikTok. Stop watching film. Go and look, sit down on that. Eruku. Who is this? Ekun. Eruku. Somebody is raising his hand. Okay, what advice will you give to people trying to juggle a career and business? Be focused. Start with one. Be focused. Start with one. That's what I will tell you. Be focused. Start with one. Okay. If there are no questions, it's wonderful having you guys around. I wish you the best, and I love to see you doing greater things as you proceed in your pursuit in life. From the depth of my heart, I wish you the very best. Wish you the very best. So thank you all. It's wonderful having you. Right. Take care, all of you. Cheers.